Hi, so well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
Congratulations on film.
Thank
It
you
was
so
really
much.
amazing. So I just wanted to know, well, I know you have some experience with big budget blockbusters such as Jurassic World 2 and everything. So I wanted to know how was the interaction between you and Pikachu for the filming of the film? If Ryan Reynolds was like every day on the set for you to act?
He wasn't there every day. He was there for 2 days in the beginning where we got to improvise in real time and while he spoke over a God mic, and that was just so the audio wouldn't be messed up. And we also had a week long of rehearsals before we started shooting where we just went through the entire script. And we found our dynamic, and then when he left, I recreated my side of it with a reader in my ear. And I mean, it was working with CGI characters on this one was a little easier because of my training in Jurassic
World.
Yeah, but that, I mean, because I had to interact and respond in real time to these characters versus just running away screaming.
Yeah, in fear.
Yeah, there were a couple of more challenges, but you know, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And at the end of the day, it's just imagination, you know, which is the job of an actor.
Yeah, it's a little bit more like theater, I guess. When you have like, well, you have to use more your imagination to create all these things.
Exactly, yeah.
And how was working with, you know, legendary actors such as Ken Watanabe or Bill Nighy?
Ken is so funny. I know Ken is an amazing dramatic actor, but then he also is hilarious and had all of these really funny ideas. Yeah, he's really funny in the movie. And Bill is, I mean, again, a legend. They're both legends. Bill is just so relaxed and has the greatest taste in music. We talked a lot about music. And like I remember we were talking about neo soul because my sister is a neo soul singer. Yeah. And he was like, yeah, like Erykah Badu. And I'm like, how do you know who Erykah Badu is? And he's like, I listen to her all the time. But I mean, with a British accent. But, but he's the coolest. They're both incredible.
But you also, you know, you also act with like younger actors like Catherine Newton. How was like, I don't know, like working with her and like developing like sort of like chemistry between her?
No, I mean our chemistry was instant when she came into the room for our chemistry read. We just immediately started improvising and going off script and cracking jokes and and now she's one of my good friends too.
Cool.
About 75% of the movie I was acting by myself, so when she would come to set, I'd be like, thank the Lord, there's somebody here, you know, a human being I can talk to. And it always helps that she's a phenomenal actress on top of that.
And you didn't have like a stand-in for Pikachu, like for your eye lines or something?
Yeah, so sometimes I would have a puppet. There was different variations of puppets. And then sometimes there would just be tape on the floor. But a lot of the time, for each scene, we would have to do a take where I would just have to remember where Pikachu was, and it didn't really have an eye line, except for like tape or chalk or something. Yeah. For special effects purposes. So, yeah.
But you had like a general idea of how he was gonna look in the film.
Yeah, I remember about like 2 weeks into shooting, they brought a lifelike puppet, a statue of Pikachu that had, like, the eyes had depth and the nose was wet and the fur was like soft, and it was just incredible to see. I was nerding out on set when it came out.
And what would you say was the inspiration for your character here in the film?
The inspiration for the character, I mean, I just know I focused on Tim's desperation and his need to reconcile with his father and to repair the damage that he feels like he's made, and that is kind of his through line. You know, that's what pushes him to actually go on this journey with Detective Pikachu. You
had to make him more grounded, so like the audience could like empathize with the character, even though it takes place in this fantastical world, I guess.
Yeah, me and Rob Letterman, our director, collaborated on that, and not only through the characters where we're trying to ground it in reality, but also through the landscape of that, which is why we shot on film, and which is why we shot against this gritty urban cityscape. Because when you're dealing with fantastical elements like this, you always want to undercut it with as much realism as you can to give that perfect recipe and suspend the audience's belief enough and make them believe that that these creatures are real.
Well, yeah, it looks really believable.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Where was the film shot? Like, Rhyme City is based in what city?
Rhyme City is actually a meld of a certain district in Tokyo and London. We shot in London, but we wanted that East meets West aesthetic because the Pokemon Company has always embraced this borderless idea of, because this exists in an alternate reality other than our own, there aren't countries like we have countries. You know, it's, every different land and city that you go to in the Pokemon world is a melting pot.
Yeah.
So we wanted to embrace that idea with the production design as well.
To make it like more universal for everyone. I
Yeah,
guess.
exactly.
Yeah, and what would you say is your favorite Pokemon from the film?
From the film?
Yeah.
My favorite Pokemon might be, I mean, I don't want to give away which ones are in the film, which ones are not in the film, but I'll say out of the ones that have been shown so far.
In the trailers and everything.
Yeah, Charizard is pretty darn cool. Charizard's my favorite.
And how was like the filming of the action scenes? Like, I know there's like an action scene involving, because we've seen it in the trailers.
Yeah, we had a lot of stunts actually on this movie, and we did a lot of our own stunts. And Catherine Newton actually got more rehearsal than I did because I was working every day, so she got to be training for the stunts, and then when the stunts would come, I'd be like, "What are we doing?"
And she knew everything.
And she knew everything, yeah. So she was stronger than me at the end of the day, and I couldn't even like pull myself up. But I love doing stunts. They get me out of my head while I'm acting, and they always feel like being a kid again, like especially when you're in a harness and you're flying through the air.
Like you're playing.
Yeah, it feels like like you're flying. You know, it's amazing.
Okay, I think that's it. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.